Thank you all of you for coming out today here to show your support to the and honor the students who died in Florida shooting. We stand here today not to rejoice over our victories, nor to celebrate an occasion, but to mourn for those who lost their lives tragically in the school shooting that occurred in Parkland, Florida, a month ago on the 14th of February. On the date that we dedicate to show our love to the ones we care, 17 innocent people were killed, and those that were lucky to escape the day suffer from the horrors they saw and faced. The thing is, this is not the first time this has happened. In 2005, 7 people were killed at Red Lake Senior High School. In 2012, 26 people were killed at Hook Elementary School. In 2014, 4 people were killed at Marysville Pilchuck High School. On February 1st, a 12-year-old shot a student in the head at Salvador B. Castro High School. Since 2000, there have been more than 180 incidents in which a gun has been pulled out on a school property. And in the year 2018 alone, there have been at least 6 school incidents. More than a quarter of the school shootings around the world happen here in the US. This just speaks for itself. This just speaks for itself about the safety of thousands of students that go to schools in the US. And if no action is taken, it's just going to increase in frequency. This could just as easily happen here in Chicago as it did in Florida. And that is the truth we have to face. We see school as a second home, a place where we spend a quarter of our lives with our friends and teachers. And to imagine what it feels like to take cover behind a desk to save our lives is frightening. Let us not wait until the fight is at our doorstep, until one of our loved ones are taken away from us. Let us stand together to make our voices heard against laws that allow an 18-year-old to walk into a store and legally buy a gun. All those people who lost their lives will forever be remembered in our hearts. They were all amazing people who still had a long life to look forward to. But one guy's wrong actions has taken it away before it hardly began. We stand here today to honor and remember them. Remember Alyssa Al-Hadif, 14, Scott Beagle, 35, Martin Decay Anguiano, 14, Nicholas Doret, 17, Aaron Faiz, 37, Jamie Gutenberg, 14, Chris Hickson, 49, Luke Hoyer, 15, Kiara Loran, 14, Gina Montalto, 14, Equin Oliver, 17, Elena Petty, 14, Mito Palex, 18, Helena Ramsey, 17, Alice Sector, 14, Carmen Centrop, 16, and Peter Wang, 15. Let us all now have a moment of silence in their remembrance. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amansul Pakar, and I would like to address with you the importance of our voice and actions towards the recent shooting in Parkland, Florida. As we're all gathered here today to honor the 17 victims of the Parkland shooting, I'm sure many of you are wondering how we can rise up from this situation. I acknowledge the various components that can be taken into consideration that lead to the outcome of this tragedy. For the purposes of the speech, I will propose 3 ways on how we can change the gun laws and 1 way in which you can prevent the next school shooting. To start off, we can encourage the government to employ stricter background checks to prevent the wrong person from getting their hands on a lethal weapon. There are no boundaries set for enrichment of guns. Today, you can get a gun online, despite your background. Can you imagine the dangers revolved around that? Felons, Domestic abusers, people suffering from mental illnesses, and others who know about this loophole exploit it every day. Furthermore, we can protest to raise the minimum age of buying a gun from 18 to 21 years old. It is despicable how we can hand over such a dangerous weapon to young adults. It is as if we're rooting for them to use guns for unnecessary purposes. It should be our responsibility to educate awareness of young adults on the potential dangers of pulling the trigger. We can also initiate the passing of the red flag laws by calling the representatives or Congress and protesting, which give government authorities the legal ability to take harmful weapons away from unreliable people. This will go on to provide less danger to the community. All three of the proposals I just laid out are the first steps we can take together to raise our concerns on this topic. We can and will eventually be able to raise our voices and enforce them if we were concerned about our future. Know that through everything, we all have a unique ability to progress change. Now, in the Student Voice Committee, which I myself am part of, we focus on analyzing the leadership potential as students who transform and improve matter. We've been discussing topics revolving around the idea of relationships. This is a vague concept, but I hope it can reach out as a guide to everyone. When I talk about relationships, I don't only mean with your peers and your friends, but with adults, like your teachers and your parents as well. You'll never know who can help you out. It is our duty as civilized people to look out for others in their time of need. It doesn't need to be obvious when someone needs help. Nobody likes to show off that they're in need of assistance, but it is our job to act and build each other up. If not us, who will? Now, Nicholas Cruz was labeled to have lost his mind as a response to the shooting. Many people knew of his condition by social media posts and his behavior, but chose to ignore it. Think about your daily life as a student, the faces you encounter every day. They say that every face has a story. We're so caught up in our daily lives that we forget about our surroundings, our classmates, our friends, and teachers. Now look at where we are today. We're all here together, standing up for what was once an echo. We can't let the little things blind us of what is necessary for our safety. We are capable of anything, so let's prove it starting now. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming out here today. Let us all raise our voices against this movement. With this movement, be a voice, not an echo. Thank you.
We greatly appreciate your contribution today. We greatly appreciate your contribution today. You can now begin to proceed back to class and continue your regular schedule.